person who will love you for what you are inside. Okay, you will always find people who will fall in love with rhyme scheme A, B, C, B, D, B, as I told you. Metaphor, honey-colored ramparts at your ear, because hair is compared with ramparts. That's a defensive wall, all about For Anne Gregory. I hope the text is very clear to you, right? So, basically, what is the message that is conveyed by the Hi again, in this part we will read the text of the poem For Anne Gregory, and I'm sure you remember the name of the poet, that is W.B. Yeats or William Butler Yeats. Now look at this is the first stanza of the poem, and you can clearly see that people are talking to each other, especially two people. On the one hand we have Anne Gregory, on the other hand we have the speaker can be the poet as well. So you can see they both are talking to each other, and the poet or the speaker declares. What does he say? Let's read. Never shall a young man thrown into despair by those great honey-colored ramparts at your ear love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. Now you read like this. First of all, you read this part. Never shall a young man will love you for yourself alone. You are never going to find any young person who will love you for what you are inside. Okay, you will always find people who will fall in love with your external beauty, not for what you are on the inside. Alright, so he says that never shall a young man love you for yourself alone. Yes, people will fall in love with you. People will be thrown into despair. They'll be very attracted towards you. They'll be mesmerized by your beauty. They'll be thrown into despair. Here it refers to falling in love with someone. Okay, so but that person will only fall in love because of your beautiful hair, because of your external beauty. Okay, so he says that yes, that person will fall into despair by those great honey-colored hair. Your hair has such a beautiful color that is honey-colored. Okay, so that hair will make him fall in love with you. Your hair, the poet says that your hair look like ramparts. Now what are ramparts? Ramparts is a kind of protective wall outside the castle. Okay, so the poet says that your hair is just like the defensive wall outside the castle, which is stopping that young man to look inside. Okay, your soul. That person is not capable enough to look into your soul because he is just stuck to see your external beauty, especially your hair. Okay, so metaphor has been used here. Rampart. Hair has been compared with ramparts. Ramparts means what? The defensive wall outside the castle. I hope this figure of speech is clear. So metaphor has been used here. Then he says, love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. Means you will never ever find any human being who will love your soul. Yes, you will find people who will love your body, your external appearance, but not your soul. That's what the poet declares in this stanza. Now, what is the rhyme scheme in this stanza? You see, man, despair, colored, ear, alone, hair. So there are different sounds. Man, A, despair, B. Colored is totally a different sound, so C. Ear is rhyming with despair, so you can give it B. Alone is a different sound, so D. And hair is rhyming with ear, so again you can provide it as B. So AB, CB, DB is the rhyme scheme. Metaphor has been used here. Ramparts at your ear. One more figure of speech I would like to tell you, that is your yellow. So the consonant sound is repeated in the beginning of the words. Do you see? This is called as alliteration. I hope all the figures of speech and the word meanings and the meaning of this stanza is very clear to you. Don't worry, let me show you the literary devices again. Rhyme scheme A, B, C, B, D, B as I told you. Metaphor honey-colored ramparts at your ear because hair is compared with ramparts. That's a defensive wall outside the castle. Now alliteration, your yellow. We are moving on to the next stanza now. Anne Gregory very confidently argues with the poet. She says that, oh, I don't think so because I am capable enough to change the color of my hair. It's in my hands. Okay, you think that any young fellow will fall in love with my hair? I can get a color changed. Like I can get a hair dye and set such color there. Like brown, black or carrot. I can change the color of my hair as I want. Okay, that young man in despair may love me for myself alone. So whosoever falls in love with me actually will fall in love with my inner beauty, not my hair or not my external beauty. She says that, not my yellow hair. So I will change the color of my hair and then I will make you see that this person has fallen in love actually with my soul, with my inner beauty. Very confidently Anne Gregory says this. So do you think that the speaker, that you can say the poet, will be convinced by what argument is presented by Anne Gregory? We will find out in the last stanza, but before that let me tell you the different literary devices that have been used here. Rhyme scheme is going to be the same. Die A, there B, carrot C, despair B, alone C, alone is D because it's a different sound, hair B. So A, B, C, B, D, B is the rhyme scheme of this. Okay, now alliteration is there, set, such. Consonant sound is repeated. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, so let me read it for you. But I can get a hair dye and set such color there, brown or black or carrot, that young men in despair may love me for myself alone and not my yellow hair. So this is the argument which is presented by Anne Gregory, and I'm sure you remember the literary devices as I told you before. A, B, C, B, D, B is the rhyme scheme and set, such has alliteration. Now we are moving to the last stanza. The poet doesn't agree with Anne Gregory. He tells her that, I heard an old religious man. You know that I met a religious man last night itself. Yesternight means what? Last night itself, who declared that he had found a text, you see, religious text, to prove that only God, my dear, could love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. He says that no human being is capable enough to love the soul of any other human being. This ability is only with the God. Okay, so we have a proof that there is a text which proves clearly that only God, my dear, could love you for yourself alone and not your yellow hair. There's a beautiful poem which is penned down by W.B. Yeats, and I'm sure everything related to this is very clear. Don't worry, I'm telling you the poetic devices also. Rhyme scheme is going to be the same. Now, do you see one different figure of speech here? When the word that is repeated, the first word is repeated in the upcoming lines, so more than two lines. That's anaphora. Don't forget, that is A-N-A-P-H-O-R-A, anaphora, right? And that's all about this poem. Don't worry, once again, let me tell you what is anaphora. Alliteration you already know. So consonant sound is repeated. Rhyme scheme is going to be the same, A, B, C, B, D, B. Anaphora line 3 and 4, that is repeated. Last alliteration, he had your yellow. So consonant sound is repeated at the beginning of the words. That's alliteration. And that's all about For Anne Gregory. I hope the text is very clear to you, right? So basically, what is the message that is conveyed by the poet here? That we should not seek for only external beauty. We should try to see how that person is on the inside, you know, pure soul. But that ability, according to the poet, is only with the God. Rarely you will find any human being who finds the inner beauty, who falls in love with the inner beauty of the other person. And that's all about For Anne Gregory. Thank you for watching.